Evan Mobley is one of the most interesting and promising players to have come to the league in the last few years. And that's really saying something with all of the talent that's been pouring into the league as of recent. Drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers last year in 2021, Mobley came in pretty hot, almost instantly being considered a top Rookie of the Year pick and showcasing to the world that on top of his size, being a 7-footer with a 7'4" wingspan, he was an insanely versatile and very skilled two-way player, making him a perfect fit for today's game at the power forward position, something he'd been showcasing since his high school days through college, adding to his skill set and increasing his basketball IQ year after year, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down. Join us as we take you through Mobley's rise to the NBA, his dominant rookie showing, and his extremely promising future, potentially ending up as one of the league's greats in a few decades. Evan Mobley was born in San Diego, California to Eric and Nicole Mobley, who both had accomplished basketball careers in their younger days. Eric was a college player at Portland and Cal Poly, and eventually ended up playing overseas in multiple countries. And Nicole in high school had led her team to a California state championship as a post player, so I think it's safe to say that Mobley might have been born for the NBA. On top of this, Eric had apparently told his two sons, Evan and Isaiah, that they were going to be too tall to not play basketball, with Eric appearing to be at least 6'4" and Nicole being 6 foot herself. Young Evan and his brother would also apparently watch their dad play pickup games as a baby in the stroller, and were doing basketball drills by the time they could walk. As Evan grew up, he was initially reluctant to play basketball on an actual team, but after he stood 6'4" in the 8th grade, and had his older brother Isaiah already playing on the varsity team, he knew it might be time to give it a go. After getting adjusted with basketball, he played at Rancho Christian High School in the 9th grade, all the way until the 12th grade, and if anything can sum up his high school career, it's the fact that he won California Player of the Year 2 years in a row as a junior and a senior, averaging 18 points per game and 2.7 blocks per game his senior year. He was very highly touted going into college as a 7-footer who could get it done on both sides of the court, and was generally ranked by most as a top 3 recruit in the nation, with ESPN even ranking him number 1. If you didn't already guess, Mobley continued this dominance in college, signing with USC and showing that he could step to the challenge perfectly, averaging 16.4 points and 2.9 blocks per game, eventually being named the Pac-12 Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and Freshman of the Year, being the first to do that since Anthony Davis. This is also where he picked up the reputation of a guy who can guard 1 through 5 very well. With how fluid his movement is, and how well developed his basketball IQ is, in combination with him being a legit 7-footer. Even when making mistakes, he was able to cover for it a lot of the time by having the lateral quickness and length to block and contest shots he really had no business getting to. The only real criticisms that people had of him was his streaky shooting, only having a 30% 3-point even with the shortened college line, as well as being a little bit too skinny. And while he may still be a little bit too skinny, the fact that he's light on his feet as a 7-footer makes him very nimble and a great solo defender on guys who can't knock him out of the way, as well as an amazing help defender. Because of his glaringly obvious readiness to take it to the next level, he declared for the NBA draft after his amazing freshman season and was once again a top 3 prospect to go to the next and this time final stage of his basketball career, the NBA, where he got drafted 3rd overall by the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Going into Mobley's draft, the Cavs were rebuilding from LeBron's second stint with the team that left them in an awkward stage where they went through a couple different versions of the team until they were able to finally sneak their way into a massive 4-team trade that would ultimately result in the Cavs giving away Dante Exum and their first-round pick in the 2022 draft to the Houston Rockets. And also they gave away a second-round draft pick in the 2024 draft to the Brooklyn Nets. And they would receive Jarrett Allen and Taurean Prince. Then only 5 days later, after a minor dispute when the Cavs gave Kevin Porter Jr.'s locker to Taurean Prince, KPJ tried to give Prince a welcoming gift in the form of assorted snacks, but the organization must not have liked his approach, so they cut him and sent him to the Rockets. So when Mobley joined the team, it seemed like the perfect spot for him to be, as he would be fitting right into the Twin Towers role, with himself being a legit 7-footer and Jarrett Allen being 6'11", while they were both being known for a threat on the defensive end, with Allen being a scary rim protector and Mobley being the driving force behind his college team's elite defending, while also being known to be a capable defender on the perimeter as well. Alongside them, Darius Garland was progressing very well in his career up to this point, and was expected to take another step forward in the 2021-22 season, and he was propelled into that position with Colin Sexton's unfortunate injury. For most rookie players, it takes some time for them to adapt to the league, but this wasn't the case with Evan Mobley, as he instantly came into this league looking like a guy who's already been there for 5 years, making excellent defensive decisions, calling plays, and throwing back any person who comes at him near the rim. And then on the other end, he'd put you on a poster for even thinking you could do the same to him. He was also getting buckets from 3 and was bullying people down low in the post. It was clear from the jump this kid was going to be a problem in the league, as it seemed he was capable of doing pretty much just anything on the floor. In just his first game alone, he dropped 17 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, as well as a block and a steal. As the season went on, Mobley only seemed to get more comfortable filling up the stat sheet. One game against the Bulls, he dropped 16 points, 9 rebounds, with 5 blocks and 2 steals. He ultimately finished the season averaging 15, 8, and 3, along with 1.8 blocks per game, which was good enough for him to be tied for 5th highest blocks per game in the league as a rookie, along with a defensive rating of 107.3, which put him inside the top 20 for the league. He was also named All-Rookie First Team, but lost in a tight race for the Rookie of the Year award to Toronto Raptors Scottie Barnes. Despite that loss, Mobley's performance last season has many people excited for what's to come for this kid, as everyone was put on notice for his instant and seamless transition into the league, and already becoming a dominant presence on the floor, especially on the defensive end, having a defensive win share of 3.7. Looking forward in his career, not to draw comparisons, but Mobley's game is reminiscent to parts of Tim Duncan's game, in the sense that they are hardworking and give it all you got type of players that have no problem putting axe to grind and being ready to fill any role the team needs to get the dub. In Timmy's case, he had an amazing coach in Pop, and Manu and Tony Parker by his side to help get all those tough-fought rings. Right now it seems like Darius Garland is becoming a true star in the league, and one of the top guards, and Cleveland was just able to secure another top-level guard in Donovan Mitchell. Along with Jared Allen and a vet presence from Kevin Love, if Evan Mobley decides to stay with the Cavs, he should be able to develop nicely on this young team. All of that being said, Mobley should be a player that keeps opposing players and coaches on watch, as he has the size and skill to shift a game on a dime. So watching his career unfold should be extremely interesting to watch. So make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with Mobley and the rest of the NBA. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. And that's all for this upload, and we'll see you on the next one.